Hello, this is a video about how to give feedback properly, brought to you from me, Zach, and this is Rija.
Hi.
We were co-workers on the campaign that just ended in November, and now, well, I guess, not now, we're not friends just now, but we've been friends.
Now we're friends.
Now we're friends.
And not co-workers.
And not co-workers. Not just co-workers.
Yes. And so we, on the campaign, work on giving constructive feedback that will actually leave people feeling like they have the tools to actually improve on what they're working on, whether it be conversations with people or their organizing skills
or makeup.
Or makeup.
Which we're going to do today to show you how to give feedback properly. I know that I have a lot to learn when it comes to makeup, and I doubt you have anything to learn.
No, there's always more to learn every day.
Every day, there's always more to learn. So we're going to give feedback at the end of this video, but first we're going to jump into the five steps.
So it's kind of corny because in organizing there's so many ways to remember things, otherwise you're going to forget everything. And so it's the coaching high five.
Yeah, coaching high five.
Because there's 5 steps and you have 5 fingers.
5 fingers, 5 steps. Easy to remember.
Yeah.
Now coaching high five, and you also give a high five at the end.
At the end, when you do a great job, you do a high five at the end.
Right.
And everything connects.
Everything makes sense.
So we start with the pinky, or do you start with the thumb? It's like a personal preference.
I don't care.
Let's start with the thumb.
Okay, we're starting with number. What if we do? What if
no,
you do
it's
like that?
this
What
because
if you
the
do it
middle
that way
finger.
and then I'm doing?
Okay. The first step in a coaching or feedback high five is to look and listen, because when you're giving someone feedback, you're not going to tell someone what they're doing wrong if you've never even seen what they've done. So you have to look and listen. There's plenty of ways to observe and just put your all your attention into watching this person so that you can give them credible feedback.
The second step on this journey of the coach's high five, or the second finger, if you will, is to ask questions. And this is to get a better idea of where this person is coming from, and so that you have a better knowledge or understanding of what you need to give them feedback about. Another thing that you can do while asking questions is find the most pertinent or the most important thing that they need to work on and really focus in on that one thing. So I guess for an example, if we're doing makeup today, you can talk about if they've ever done makeup before, how they feel about makeup, if they have used, I don't know, have they ever done a winged liner, or if they use certain brushes, if they use different types of foundation brushes or a sponge, things like that. But also just general knowledge about how you learned about makeup, who taught you, is this your first time? Questions like that will give you a better understanding, better scope of where you can give them feedback.
And the third finger, the third step for giving feedback and coaching is the praise sandwich. It's your middle finger, and that's where you give a praise as your wheat bread, and then maybe what would you put in your filling for a sandwich? What's maybe some hummus?
Yeah, some hummus.
Okay, some hummus and lettuce.
Salad.
So that would be your middle part. And it's also the delta, or something to work on and change. Illuminati. And so then the last the last piece, of course, is that last slice of bread, because it's not an open face sandwich. We're doing just a regular old sandwich with 2 pieces of bread. And so that last piece of bread is just another compliment. It's another praise on what they're doing. A plus is something that the person's doing really well that has to do with what you're going to be coaching them on.
The fourth step on our journey, or the fourth finger, if you will, is to make a plan with the person, and that is basically surrounding the delta or change that they need to implement. And so if you think about it, maybe I'm doing one brow, and Ridge notices, holy shit, that brow is terrible.
Who taught you those brows?
So she sees that my first brow is really terrible, and she definitely doesn't want me to replicate it for my second brow. So she's going to make a plan to work on my second brow, and then we're going to check back in at the end and make sure that it looks good, and also make a plan to fix the other one. Fourth step.
So fifth and final step is that last finger, your pinky, where you're going to model what working on the delta would look like. Yes, you're going to model it. For example, we're doing our eyebrows together. We're both on our first eyebrow, and I noticed that Zach hasn't been, blending. And so, I start out with my praise, and then I let him know that there's some blending to do, And then I say, hey, like, let me show you how I did my eyebrow, like this one. And so then I show, like, this is how I start, you know, in the middle, and then I blend, and then I don't put any product on this part of my brow because then it'll look like a hot mess. And then I give him another praise. And he's seen how I do my eyebrow and maybe how he can do his next eyebrow differently. And so then we both go back to our eyebrows, and then when we're done, we can look at the results. And that's all about modeling.
Oh, and then you gotta seal it up with a high five.
Yes, seal the deal.
Seal it. At the end of any coaching or feedback conversation, you're going to finish up with a nice high five.
So it's important to not forget any of these fingers, all of these steps, because if you just try and do a praise sandwich and none of these fingers, you're going to be left with one of these, and that's not nice. You don't want to have one of those right in your face. Someone just comes up to you and you're just like, what are you doing? You're doing everything wrong. Fix it. And like, if you're ever told that, you just want to like quit.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep going.
I don't want to like fall on the floor.
Yeah.
Give up.
like this.
You can like make a sound.
Yeah, and then it. Okay, don't. No, it's just like.
Oh, like we should.
Why did you open your